Good morning, world, and blessed Saturday each of you. Good morning, and welcome back to yet another fun-filled episode here with us on our early morning sports talk podcast. As we embark upon what will be another great episode this morning, we thank you all for chopping it up with us, and we thank you in advance for a time that will be had. And so, yes, world, we are back like a shark attack, back like we left something. Back like we ain't got no clothes in our back, and for the world is a better place in the moment when the early morning sports talk podcast is taking place. And so, thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we converse about the latest sports topics that have taken place in this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always a blast to have you all tune in and participate with us every single weekend. We would like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that every week we can find us on Facebook via our two Facebook pages.
Okay, so pardon my brother there. But yeah, you can find us on Facebook at the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast page and also our Facebook group page. All right, so give me a sec because I did not expect that to happen.
But me neither. Okay, I can take it from here, Jamar. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Iron sharpening iron. Yes. So you can find us on IG at EMSTP_. Again, on IG at EMSTP_. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify is the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, as well as our guests for the day. We got one lined up for next weekend. We got a few, actually. So today is January 31st, 2026. And we have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world. Well, on last Sunday, the Los Angeles Rams would versus the Seattle Seahawks. Their win against us would be justified as they failed to the eventual NFC champion Seattle Seahawks in a great 30-27 seesaw battle. The Los Angeles Rams fell just short on the final drive. It was a great game, a fun game, and Cooper Kupp got his revenge, Shamar. So congrats to Cooper Kupp on yet again a Super Bowl berth. Additionally, Jarrett Stidham on the first drive would go down, man, and he would look great on that first drive, Jamar. And then after that, you will be reminded that he was a backup quarterback. Perhaps it was the conditions, but I highly doubt it, bro. Part of it maybe was part of that, but we'll talk about that. And so the Denver Broncos fell short as well in a very questionable game. And there's some things we got to talk about with these games. And so with that being said, introducing my brother from another mother, my partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, my dog. I can talk to him about anything in life. Mr. Jamar Goodman, good morning, bro. How are you?
Man, I'm good. I'm glad to be here. January is one of those months where I usually just keep my head down to just, because it's, for me, January is the worst month of the year for me. It's always dark. It's cold. It just feels like, the world don't love you. But, when we get into February, things get better. But nevertheless, we here. I'm happy. So let's do this.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. And so, yes, thank you all. And thank you to our future viewers. We're going to get our tags in shortly. Jamar just got his tags in, and I'll get some tags in shortly as well. And so, NFC Championship breakdown, bro. The NFC Championship occurred last week, and the Seattle Seahawks prevailed as we predicted. And so, explain what happened during this game, bro. And how the Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl.
Man, excuse me. Seattle pretty much showed you why it takes, I guess, a collective group to get this done. Because we, like, coming into the game or even coming to the playoffs or even part of the regular season, kind of figured that Seattle would go as far as Sam Darnold would take them because the defense is that good. Their running back room is that good. Their elite wide receiver, JSN, is that good. So it all comes down to Sam Darnold making the plays when the plays need to be made, protecting the football and not putting it in harm's way, and it's rare that you ask him to go out there and win you a game. But the way that he operated last Sunday against the Rams, like he went blow for blow with Matthew Stafford. He went out there and actually took the bull by the horns and was like, at one point outperforming Matthew Stafford. I'm like, oh, what is this? Like he driving the ball down. Yeah, like Sam Darnold is like he ain't seeing ghosts no more. He the one creating the ghost out there for everybody else. Like he like Darnold was doing his thing, and I look, I have hats off to the man. Like the journey of how he even got to this point is remarkable within that elite draft class of quarterbacks. He's the first one to make a Super Bowl appearance. And as crazy as that sounds, with Baker going number 1, with Josh Allen, I believe, going number 7 in that class, Lamar Jackson, who fell to the end of the first round, but still, like between Allen and Lamar being MVPs of the league and stuff, and having multiple opportunities to get to the Super Bowl.
And outside of the New York Jets.
Yes, and the fact that Darnold
even got a GM fired, Jamar.
Hey, low key, you right.
Low key, bro.
And the fact that Lamar and Allen's been with the same team, had the same stability over the years, and Darnold had to take the path of least travel from the Jets to the Panthers, to the 49ers, to the Vikings, and now the Seahawks. And to be at this point, it's just like it's remarkable. Like I kid you not. So when I was in high school, my English teacher told me, because not sure if you know this, I was valedictorian in my high school class, and the theme of the
really? No, I never knew that, Jamar.
Yeah.
No wonder why you were so smart at Purdue. I'm like, damn, this bro. I'm like, damn, he's smart.
I don't mention it much, but the point is, like,
that really makes sense. And thanks for that thanks for to our 2 viewers. Thanks for the help a lot, Jamar, with those management courses. All those assignments. I appreciate you, bro.
It was a group effort for that too.
I swear, man. I try, man, bro. This is like a whole nother conversation. I know it's ADHD, but I try to tell this to my niece now. I got 2 nieces in college, and I try to tell them it is so important. One is a senior though, so she good, and one is a freshman. I try to tell her it will take a collective effort. Make friends.
Absolutely.
Friends. It will help you, because you won't know everything. But if you have friends, you can pick their brains. And if possible, they can help you with some assignments if you're short on time, if you got to work, if you're having fun the night before, all that stuff helps, man.
No, you're right. But yeah, where I was going with this is, like, the theme of the speech was success is a journey, not a destination. And it took me some years. It took me probably until maybe about 5-6 years ago to understand what that really meant. So success is a journey, not a destination. So the journey that Sam Darnold has had to this point, he's probably going to appreciate it a lot more when it's all said and done, just because of all the roadblocks he had to go through to get to this point, to being a quarterback that pretty much a lot of people counted out to pretty much have a pretty good chance of winning it all. Like that'd be a hell of a journey per se. So,
absolutely.
So yeah, Seattle, like, the defense make plays when they have to. Kenneth Walker, the running back, he showed up.
Bro. Can I just interfere?
By all means, go for it.
So that first drive, when there was a touchdown scored by the Seattle Seahawks, show you how good the Rams defensive line is. You saw in that first touchdown, Jamar, how the Rams whole 4 linemen, maybe 2, maybe the defensive tackle in the end, I think maybe even 3, and the left side linebacker, they all was in the backfield with Kenneth Walker, G. And that man literally was athletic enough. Show you how elite he is, Jamar. He was athletic enough, like some Barry Sanders type stuff, bro. Literally to juke to the left and outrun all 4 of these guys and scoot into the end zone like some Reggie Bush. I'm like, that's special. I'm like, if we had a running back like that, we would have won against the Rams and beat them handily last week.
Man, but no, that definitely showed you something. Like, out the gate like we come to play.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, them being in the 12th man, that always plays a factor. But yeah, Darnold with 346 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no picks. JSN, 10 catches, 153 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp showed up a little
That's
bit.
the best receiver in football to me.
JSN?
He's had
Jackson
the best
Smith
season. He's had the best season for me as a wide receiver. I know people want to talk about his NFC West, rival, Puka Nacua. But bro, every week it hasn't been a drop off with Jackson Njigba Smith. He has dominated the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue against that.
I want to compare their stats, really, right? I want to compare their stats, man. And you can go ahead, you continue, Jamar, but okay. Jackson Njigba Smith, man, and shout out to Frizz McJackson, by the way. Frizz McJackson, Jamar, is the wide receivers coach for the Seattle Seahawks. He is a Morgan Park Mustang.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Show you the excellence that come from Morgan Park, man. And I tagged it this week on the page, and it got like 10 likes. And he is the guy that's coaching Jackson Njigba Smith. And so to think, bro, literally what Seattle was last year, it's an incredible story. Who would have expected them to be in a Super Bowl so fast, Kamar? For them to really give up their best receiver, at least according to us, we thought it was DK Metcalf, and the whole time it was Jackson Njigba Smith.
Yeah, I mean, no. If you ask anybody entering the season that Seattle would be in the Super Bowl, and they said they believe that, they're lying, because
they're lying.
I mean, we thought they'd be comparable. We thought they'd be competitive, but we didn't think they'd be this. We didn't think Sam Darnold would lead them to the promised land. That was the main question. Is Sam Darnold was last season a fluke? Did he turn the corner for real? Can he actually lead a team somewhere? We got all our answers. We didn't, but it took some convincing to get to this point. It took some evidence. I used to use that word a lot, evidence. we got some evidence here. So yeah, shout out to Seattle. Shout out to Sam Darnold. Shout out to the 12.
And Seattle's a beautiful city, by the way. I love Seattle, bro. It is so freaking gorgeous, Jamar. I promise you. Another ADHD moment. But Puka Nacua, 129 catches, 715 receiving yards, 11 touchdowns. They are like neck, dog. 129, 17, 15, 11. On the other hand, 119 for JSN, 1793, almost 1,800. And then, so he got less receptions, 10 less receptions, but more receiving yards, but 1 less touchdown. He got 10 touchdowns. Jeez. And so I know a lot of people sitting there talking about Puka Nacua for Offensive Player of the Year, but I just want to play devil's advocate and just say that you can also make a case for JSN.
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting decision.
It is, because I feel like the guy in Atlanta could maybe.
Yeah, he probably will winning it. It's tough. That's how elite these players are.
Right. It's definitely tough, man. And so I'm really interested to see what happens with that. And congrats to Seattle, bro. I never would have expected them to have such a quick turnaround. I mean, if the GM get fired, that says a lot right there. I mean, Jamar, it's obvious on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. I know we got a viewer right now, but we write our stuff originally here on the podcast. It is a solid-ass podcast. We just don't have the marketing. Bro, we have been pointing out literally since the beginning of the season, probably week 3 or 4. You was my witness. Is it an overreaction about Minnesota and their quarterback situation if they have regrets? Because they let go of everybody, seemed like. You let go of Daniel Jones. You had him in a room. Now, of course, he got injured, but he was having a great season over there in Indianapolis, right in your playground in Indiana. And then you let go of Sam Darnold, and now he's in the freaking Super Bowl.
Yep.
And as stated, we have no problem with J.J. McCarthy. He's from Niles, Illinois, okay? I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I love people from Illinois, but you know, just from the eye test, he's not as bad as those other guys, you know. And so
It's freaking.
it's just
yeah, dude. Yeah, they dropped the ball big time. Like I mean, technically, he pretty much played his rookie year this year. You know, he's a second year quarterback, but it's like, how do you like what they went 14-3 the previous year?
14-3.
And
Remember, they even went to the NFC North Championship in the final season versus Detroit. That's how good they were.
yeah, in the final week. Yep. And then, nevertheless, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, the Vikings only lost to two opponents that year: the Lions twice and the Rams twice, which includes the playoff game.
Bro. Exactly, bro.
And you choose to not pay the man, take a chance on McCarthy, roll the dice, and got burnt bad, and then to watch the quarterback that you had lead another team to the Super Bowl, and I mean, you probably would leave for that one.
Right. It's things, and it's no disrespect to Aforo, who was the GM, but Aforo did not. He got them to the playoffs 2 out of his 4 years. Led them to win a record, Shamar, 3 out of his 4 seasons. I mean, it was a pretty excellent track record. But if you wouldn't have let go of the quarterbacks, it shows you, man. That's what got Raheem Morris unfortunately fired. That's what got. I can assure you that's what got him fired, bro. It wasn't the on-field stuff. I know people were sitting there like, yeah, he was going to get fired early in the season, which I heard about that. But that debacle between Kirk Cousins and the draft, quarterback is important, man. And you see where we are now as a franchise. We had a tough-ass decision to make between Justin Fields. The city was divided, Jamar. We were divided in Chicago. And now it's brighter days ahead, depending upon the health of Caleb Williams. But this is a quarterback-driven league, dog.
Yep, talked about it for years. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance.
Exactly, bro. You've been preaching to the choir. On the other hand, AFC Championship breakdown. I can start us off here, bro. Just first and foremost, dog. Sean Payton. I always hear about him being arrogant, stuff like that, but he's a great play caller. He's a great head coach, Shamar. He wins. I just don't understand, bro, why in these NFL playoffs, so many coaches do not kick the field goal. Like, it's what literally lost us the game versus the Rams. If we take those points, Jamar, we likely beat the Rams if we take the points based off of how the Rams were playing, based off of the conditions. We take the points, man. We literally, at least, I believe, have a chance at the end to at least stop them. Maybe 2017. It'll be a very close game at that point. But we didn't take the points. We went for it, gambled like it was Las Vegas, goddammit. On the other hand, Sean Payton, he went to gamble too. I don't understand. It's 7-10. I understand you see another great team on your other sideline, but he was playing at home, bro. He was playing against the Patriots and that great defense. They've been hot scorching the entire playoffs, especially that defensive line. Well, secondary too. All that whole defense been scorching this entire playoffs. And you literally say, okay, I'm going to go for it against that defense. And it was just beyond stupid for me. You just take the points in that case. But I understand analytics, Shamar, but I'm a hater of analytics. I don't like it. It's ruining the game for me. And on top of that, it's ruining teams' Super Bowl chances. We'd probably be somewhere in a Super Bowl if we didn't overanalyze it. This analytics crap is killing us, Jamar. And these coaches, they buying into it like idiots. And I just think they need to do some type of new case study for the NFL playoffs versus the regular season. Because in the playoffs, these are great teams here playing. These ain't the Browns. This ain't the Raiders. This ain't the Cardinals. Like, come on, man. This ain't the Giants, bro. And shout out to St. Rita O'Caf, who's the interim head coach, but now it's John Harbaugh. But, like, he went to St. Rita. We played against my high school, Jamar. He was the head coach for a while. We played against his brother, by the way, his older brother. He played against us in 2008. His younger brother did. in a championship. And so the analytics, in my opinion, is just ruining the game, dog. And these coaches are just going crazy with it. Guys like Sean Payton, Ben Johnson, just everybody damn near. And I just feel like, man, I miss guys like Lovey Smith, Ron Riverboat Rivera. And they didn't call him a riverboat because of offense. They called him a riverboat because he a blitz your ass. Like, I miss guys like that would take the points. Break it down to me, dog. Why are these coaches doing this? What's wrong with them?
Well, kind of a similar discussion I had with somebody yesterday, and it's I feel like it's very comparable because we were talking about technology, how technology is supposed to aid, not rely on. So it feels like they're relying on analytics instead of it aiding them. Like I get it, like if it's 4 for 3 or less, the analytics says go for it type deal, but it's like sometimes you got to have the feel for the game, how the flow of the game is going, like the certain circumstances. Like if I was me, knowing that I don't have my starting quarterback in, I have a backup quarterback in the AFC Championship game, I'm taking the points every chance I get.
That's the point I also miss. I also missed that point, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. But
you don't have Bo Nixon. You got Jarrett Stidham.
That's the point. Like I'm taking the points every chance I get with a backup quarterback, knowing I'm at home with my great defense, knowing this is going to be a low-scoring game because both defenses are very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like points are going to be few and far in between. I'm taking the points every time in those situations. That's me. I feel like that's logical, but you mentioned it, Sean Payton, arrogance, maybe an ego at times. Sometimes he thinks he's smarter than the room. I mean, a lot of times he probably is, but certain circumstances, you just got to take a step back, realize what situation you're in, and make the best decision based on that situation, not based on the personnel you think you have, but you don't have at the time. So it's like, I would have been, if it was Bo Nix there, I wouldn't, I'd probably be a little bit less on that part because, okay, they've been doing this all year. You're at full strength. You have your quarterback. You can do a lot more with Bo Nix as opposed to Stidham, or Stiddy, whatever they call him. But nevertheless, like backup quarterback in, that ain't played a snap since 2023.
2023.
Yeah, I'm good. Like, give me the points. Give me the field goal. My kicker should be out there like ready at all times. So
I'm talking about, bro, if I'm a kicker in today's NFL, I'm scared as hell to have a job. What's the point of me? Other than like at least when it comes to kicking 3-pointers, it's like, damn, might as well abolish it. And as I always tell you, Jamar, I always talk about the process of evolution in church a lot. Everything evolves. And I promise you, I wouldn't be surprised with how the world is going. They eventually get to the point to where they abolish 3-point field goals. I ain't lying. I would not be surprised, dog. Because the way these analytics and stuff is happening, these teams just think they got a chance on 4th and 10 now. Like, damn. Yeah. Damn, Ben, it's 4th and 7. What are you doing? It's 4th and 7.
Playing real life Madden out here. That's exactly what that is.
Like, come on, it's 4th and 7, bro. Come on, just take the damn points. Oh, just let the Rams escape. Let them walk. Let them escape, bro. It was literally everything we wanted as Bears fans. Everything we wanted.
I mean, but what I will say, I guess, in defense of Mr. Johnson, we knew what type of personality he was prior to him being hired. So so pretty much, I mean, you gotta take the good and the bad with that. And it ain't too many bads with Ben Johnson, but it's like in totality, I mean, that's our coach. So we gotta live with the results.
In totality, we live with the results. But his ass better know if we go to the playoffs next year, which it ain't a guarantee, Jamar, because that's a tough NFC North. You understand me? That's a tough NFC North. It's a tough NFC West out over there too. Who knows what'll happen with the South? I hope the South stay weak. I hope the East stay ran by the Eagles. It ain't a guarantee we'll get in again next year. I mean, with our quarterback, it might be a good chance, but you got to take these moments. And so it's a really interesting point, dog. And so Man, I mean, congrats to the Patriots. I don't know if you got anything else to add about the AFC Championship, bro. Or...
I mean, New England. I mean, we ain't really talking about New England. I mean, look, New England. I know you said a quick turnaround for Seattle. I mean, this is a very quick turnaround for New England, which you
Very quick,
know,
dog.
once Brady left, it was the Josh Allen show in the division, and Josh Allen and the Bills had multiple opportunities to get to the Super Bowl, and they never did. Tom Brady leaves. New England struggling with Mac Jones. They fired Jared Mayo. Here comes, they fired Bill Belichick. Here comes Mayo. Fire him. Here comes Vrabel. And then Drake May in his second year to the Super Bowl. For them to get past, win the division again for the first time since the Brady era. Like, if I'm Buffalo, my stomach is churning. Especially the fact that you lose to the Broncos and then find out a couple minutes after the game that, oh yeah, Bo Nix broke his ankle. He can't play no more. Man, if I'm Buffalo, I'm sick to my stomach. But nevertheless,
right.
I know a lot of people mention, New England's, softer schedule, like, and it is soft, but it goes back to the same MO of you play who's on your schedule. You do not apologize for a win. New England took full advantage of what was given to them. Because had they tripped up, we'd be saying here like, oh, you had the opportunity. You tripped up against a team that didn't have such and such. Or, this team defense was like, whatever the case may be. They took advantage of everything that was given to them, and look where they are. So.
Right, exactly. And I just want to say one thing, Jamar, because I stick up for African-American head coaches. But it's true. Oftentimes when you let go of an African-American head coach, which it seems like it's a pattern, Jamar, very analytical. We went to college, bro. I'm very analytical. It seems like a lot of teams have success when they let go of African-American head coaches on a professional level. It's such an oxymoron. But part of it's because it's a system. Jared Mayo comes in and he helps develop Drake May. We want to give you your flowers, Jared Mayo, on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast because nobody will ever talk about him, Jamar. Nobody will ever talk about the pieces he had that he brought in as well, the Gonzalez's, the Jared Mayo, the Drake Mays that he helped drive. You understand? Mike Vrabel just had to come in and grab a lot of free agents, which he did, and they followed him because they knew he was a great coach. And that's what helped lead them to where they are right now. But I want to give Jared Mayo his flowers because he played a role in that too. People can always sit there and talk about it, Dwayne Casey in Toronto, and say he never got them to the hump. He the guy that helped bring in Kyle Lowry. He the guy that helped bring in some other pieces that helped led to that championship when they brought in an ultimate superstar. So I want to give Jared Mayo his flowers because we all felt like he was wrong at the time of his firing. He had a very short lease. And we know, Jamar, African-American coaches generally, especially in the NFL level, have a very short lease. Mike Tomlin was one of the very few. He's one of the very few. But a lot of them have a very short lease. So we want to give Jared Mayo his flowers because although he is not on that coaching staff and he's somewhere at home or whatever he's doing right now, he was discouraged from coaching because of that. He played a role in bringing some of those pieces in, and he definitely played a role in helping to develop Drake May, who is now an MVP candidate. But it took the right system and the right defense, the right pieces around Drake May to now lead him to where he is, and which I feel like he has a very good chance to be the MVP, or at least he's somewhere in that running for MVP.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, NFL reactions and overreactions, bro. Let us begin with NFL reaction number one. First, is it an overreaction to think that after watching Bill Belichick be snubbed from the NFL Hall of Fame, that it was justice for Deflategate and Spygate, bro?
No, they're tripping. Nope. We're not. No, that was probably the most outlandish thing that I've witnessed in a very long time. Like, of course I was against, Deflategate, Spygate. Didn't like the Patriots then, but it's one of those to where if that's the case, I mean, Randy Moss was on that team around that time. Well, yeah, y'all put him in the Hall of Fame. Vrabel and all these other guys, Richard Seymour. I mean, you gonna do Tom Brady the same way?
Right. Are you? Hell no, they not. Hell no.
So like this is make it right. Do something that you never done before. Revote, put them in. I don't like force them like because it pretty much just discredits the whole Hall of Fame at this point.
It does.
Like the NFL probably had like the perfect, close to the perfect Hall of Fame like credentials and criteria based on the other sports. Because you know baseball is like that one there is very very strict and very opinionated with some of that stuff. And then
for sure.
And then the basketball one is so watered down. It's like everybody just get in. Like matter of fact,
everybody get in, right?
Yeah. So they messed up badly.
Absolutely.
So yeah, no, that there's no justification for that.
Right. Again, shout out to Jared Mayo. We give you your flowers on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. But good morning, Frank Noxes. He stated he'll be cheering for Bad Bunny this Super Bowl. It's going to be very interesting because that was an overreaction that I was thinking about writing about, but that'll be next weekend actually. And so it'll be very interesting to watch him wear a dress, Jamar. It's gonna be a. I hope it ain't disturbing as it sounds, dog. It's me and Ann talked about it live last Saturday. I hope it's not as disturbing as I think it's gonna be. And we come back on Monday, February 9th, and oh man, it's gonna be headlines, dog. Gonna be like, what did he wear? What? Because you know he's a part of the LGBTQ community, and so it's going to be very interesting to see a Super Bowl like this. It'll be one of the first of its kind, for sure.
Oh, honestly, I never heard of Bad Bunny until they announced he was doing the Super Bowl. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, being honest with you, bro, I never.
Showing my age.
Yeah, I never heard of him either. This is very true. And so yeah. Secondly, bro, is there no reaction to think that after watching the Seattle Seahawks make Super Bowl 57, that Sam Darnold's story should be motivation for all NFL quarterbacks after what this guy done been through? Led a team 14-3, they let you go. You started out with the New York Jets. You look like trash. You kind of skipped and hobbled around the league for 2 quick stops. I forgot the teams.
What was it? The Panthers, the 49ers.
The Panthers and the 49ers. And he drops in the bucket of Seattle. And so should this story, bro, be motivation for all NFL quarterbacks?
That's absolutely
possible.
Absolutely. That goes back to what I said earlier. Success is a journey, not a destination. Like, appreciate the journey, appreciate the struggle to get to the point to where you actually succeed. It's like you're gonna enjoy the benefits at that point a lot more than just handed a silver spoon per se. So, nevertheless, never quit. Keep going as long as you can withstand. Like, just keep going. And as you see,
right,
if he wins, I don't know, eyebrows gonna be raised at Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, and even Baker Mayfield to a certain degree. So it's like, well, who's next? Anybody y'all want to win? Like, what are we doing here? So
right, superstars. Yes, motivation 101 from Jamar Goodman. And so I find it also very intriguing, bro. And I'm kind of losing my thought here. Damn, Jamar. I wanted to say in regards to Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks, I'll say it later. I forgot. I forgot my point, but it was a solid point. I'll think about it shortly. Maybe I'm getting old, man. I don't know. Yeah. So Sam Darnold. That's my point, bro. In today's NFL, it's very, very well possible, Jamar. The NFL kind of has softened up a little. We've been football fans our whole life. We remember the days of Ray Lewis now. Remember the days of Reggie White and them. Remember the days of Shannon Sharp and them, how physical the game was. But now the game has been watered down a lot, and it's especially tailored towards quarterbacks. And so in today's NFL, you can be a gunslinger and be a Brett Favre. Now, this is the perfect time to be a Brett Favre because in today's NFL, you're going to get a bunch of chances to get the ball back. With the clock management, with if you touch a guy the wrong way, that's PI. You touch him, you breathe him on the wrong way. You hit him the wrong way, that's a 15 yards. This is a league now where any quarterback can damn near succeed. Not any, but a lot of quarterbacks that have come off the benches and that have sucked in past teams, bad organizations, they can totally come now in today's NFL and have success. If you hit the quarterback the wrong way and he's concussed, he can be out the game, or you could be right in the game. It's like it's different now, and so this opens an avenue now for a lot of quarterbacks. And I'm here to say, Jamar, there will be more Sam Donalds going forward. There'll be more Sam Donalds going forward. And additionally, I'm here to say it, and we'll talk about it next week. There'll be more Seattle Seahawks and more New England Patriots teams that were at the bottom the previous year that will have chances to win Super Bowls the next year. It's just like that. It's going to be like teams that you never expected with today's environment now. It's just going to be teams that, okay, if they got the right situation, this ain't finna just be some dominant old Kansas City every day, all day. Hell no, Jamar. No. This gonna be a different environment. Nobody had the Broncos on their radar winning the AFC. I know I didn't. I didn't even have them winning the AFC West. So with today's NFL, with these rules, damn near anything's possible.
Yeah.
Thirdly, is it an overreaction to think, brother, with the recent NFL hirings that not one African-American head coach hire simply says that these organizations that they honestly, Jamar, may hire based off of the best candidates that they felt were qualified for the job? I don't know what it is, but a lot of these organizations, I feel like a lot of them are afraid to put a NFL or put a black head coach in a situation unless he in a, excuse my French, a fucked up situation. Ask Aaron Glenn. They put him in a shitty situation. Ask Jared Mayo. They put him in a shitty situation. You know how it works. And so it's just very interesting that and I'm really interested. I'm all here to see, Jamar, what happens with that Cardinals and Raiders job, because those are two shitty jobs. I'm really interested to see who lands those jobs.
Yeah, at least the Raiders got the number one pick. At least there's some hope there. I don't know what's going on in Arizona, but nevertheless, this one's tough. I definitely get where you're coming from on this. It's not too many in the league at all at this point, but at least Aaron Glenn, as bad as the Jets was, at least because I thought they were gonna, kick him to the curb after the first year, because that was a debacle, a complete debacle, like fireable offenses for anybody else that went through that type of situation. Like that's bad. So it's like, at least they're giving him a little runway to see if he can build off of that, actually get some of his personnel in, actually try to establish his culture. Because as we know, like both New York franchises are in shambles based off ownership. So he's
two of the worst franchises in the NFL.
Yeah, and it all starts.
The Jets might be the worst.
It's hard to argue.
Woody Johnson is he's awful.
Yeah, him and his son, trash. But at least at least we got to see like the likes of Brian Flores, getting head coaching interviews again. That coming from the path that he has endured in his NFL career, with them, him suing the NFL and all that stuff. At least he's back in the cycle again. Maybe it's just one of those times to where it wasn't too many, I guess. What's the word? I don't want to say qualified, but more so hot name coordinators at the time. based on how
Right.
the cycle went. Maybe next year might be different, but nevertheless, at least Ian Cunningham, he got a GM job to the Falcons. So I mean, maybe not in head coaching space, but in a general manager space, African American get hired in that situation. But yeah, nevertheless, man, I definitely get where you're coming from. Just maybe next year might be a little different.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe just coincidence one of those years, or maybe you definitely have a valid point here. It's just one of those. Because I know Stephen A. mentioned it the other day too, so it's like,
Wow, he did.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow, confirmation.
He said he threw it out there. He was like, best believe I'm not done talking about it. I'm gonna mention again in a later date. So yeah, he definitely said something.
Wow, exactly. Yeah, man. Just such an oxymoron, isn't it? And then lastly, bro, is that an overreaction to think that after watching the New England Patriots make another Super Bowl appearance, that this makes the Patriot organization the greatest NFL franchise of all time? Is that an overreaction?
I mean, how can you at this point? How can you argue against it? Like, in all seriousness, because they like over the course of their 6 Super Bowls at the time. I mean, they won in multiple different ways. Those teams were not the same. The structure of those teams was not the same. The personnel was not the same. So then, like I mentioned, like what Brady left after the 20 season. So they're back in the Super Bowl. What 6 years later? Belichick removed 3 years ago at this point. They're back in it like without the greatest quarterback and the greatest coach of all time, and they're right back in the Super Bowl. That
Hell of an organization.
that is, man. And that lets me know how great of a coach Mike Vrabel is too, as well. So it's
I
like,
always been saying he's been a great head coach, and I hate to sometimes see black head coaches get ousted, but if you would have let a head coach go, it would have to be because you knew that you had something great. You see what I'm saying, Jamar? Waiting for you down the pipeline.
yeah. And then the fact that I mean he made Ryan Tannehill, comparable with the Titans and got them, if I'm not mistaken, to an AFC Championship game against the Chiefs that one year. Like
Mm-hmm.
he did that with that quarterback.
He had multiple playoff years with Marcus Mariota, divisional round. Don't
Yeah,
forget that.
you're right. So it's like, yeah, it's like I can't argue against that. No, they
Mhm.
are.
Yeah, a hell of an organization, bro. And I sent out a lot of kudos to the Patriots organization. We'll talk about them more next week, but they have a hell of an organization, man. To have a turnaround such as quick as it is. The only thing, and we'll talk about that more next week. If it comes down to fourth down, what do you do in the Super Bowl if you are the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots? We'll
Mm.
see. And so, lastly, bro, NBA trade deadline. It's coming up, bro. And there's a superstar that's being rumored or being traded that's likely happening at this point. I would love to see him go to the Chicago Bulls, but I know it's not happening. Likely this man's going west, possibly, I believe. And so, where do you think he's going to go? Where would you like to see him go, bro?
So I think he ends up in Golden State, but
Uh,
I know, but I wouldn't mind seeing him in either New York or Minnesota.
Okay, I would like to see him in Minnesota more so than Golden State because it's just giving Steph Curry another championship, and that's just bullshit. It really is. And so, it's going to be really tough to stop Steph Curry and the other pieces around them in Giannis. Now, I know Jimmy Butler might have to go in that trade, etc. But, you
It's
know,
worth It'd be worth it. He ain't. I mean, he can't play anyway. So
right. And so, as far as me, I would now what do you so as for me, I would like to see him go to LA. I would like to see him team up with Luca. I would like to see what they could do together, Jamar, as international superstars. Um, I would like to see that happen. That would be a fantastic thing to happen. And I would like to see him try to give LeBron a final chance to get him a ring and get that number 5. But I know it seemed like no great superstars really want to play with LeBron. They always try to avoid him, and I really hate it. Um, and it's also just that LA is you know, they go for the big splashes a lot, so their pockets ain't as deep as other organizations. But it's an organization that got deep pockets, and we know about their pockets. It led to them even having an NBA championship last season. Oklahoma City Thunder. I think it's a really good chance, bro. He ends up in the West Coast and the Southwest between two teams. He's going to end up with an international superstar, I feel like, and it'll be either between SGA or he'll end up in San Antonio. These are, for me, the two likely destinations. And I bring up OKC especially as a first option because they got so much capital to give up.
Yes, they got
Why
all
would
the
you
assets.
not? Why would you not entertain that? Like, you get a boatload of first round picks. You get a boatload of talent that you can bring in, a lot of great pieces that you can build around that'll become tradable assets. And you can literally find yourself turned around a lot quicker than if you give them up for LA, if you give them up for Golden State, who's probably going to give you a bag of chips.
I mean, OKC got the best trading assets in the league by default. So, yeah, that'd be scary.
It would be, and I think that's likely going to happen. It'll be between those two because both of those teams got a lot of capital. They got a lot to give up. They got some young, great talent. But it's like in Golden State, what great talent do they really got over there? Jonathan Kuminga? No. No disrespect to Jonathan Kuminga. I think he can play basketball, but if you're talking OKC, there's a bunch of pieces that are experienced with championships that you can totally put, and I think they'll float right in Milwaukee, bro. And so as they begin, they rebuild over there, and why would you not want to rebuild with multiple first round picks? Why would you not? So I think OKC has a serious chance, dog. Serious chance.
Indeed.
Yes, yeah. Okay. And so that being said, Jamar, appreciate you, bro. Support this stream. You can support us here. You see this link, hit this QR code. And from there, you can support us. We have merchandise, we got clothing, we got a variety of things that we sell, and we could use the money for building up our podcast. And so support this stream. We appreciate you. We appreciate the support. Last weekend, I think we had about 37 viewers. That was a great algorithm that we had. And so we hope that algorithm continues. And so, yes. And so with that being said, it is time for us to end this morning's session, sadly and unfortunately. But as we end this session, I want to end it with final thoughts and shout outs. And so as we go into the weekend, my eyes, number one is I was very grateful to see Simeon. And I'm a Morgan Park Mustang. I don't like mentioning the name Simeon. I don't like mentioning it. But to see Derrick Rose's jersey retirement, to see so many people I knew that was literally in the crowd at the United Center, it was a beautiful thing to see. And so big congrats to D Rose and his jersey retirement. Who cares he didn't bring a championship? A lot of people want to sit there and discredit him, and then they want to bring up Dennis Rodman and his jersey retirement, etc. Just let the man have his moment, period. And so he had his moment. Chicago showed up, and so big congrats to Derrick Rose. He gave us a lot of great moments in Chicago, and if you know, you know. And so, additionally, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and this is just, we'll talk about the NFL more next week, but Super Bowl to be next weekend. But Giannis, I know a lot of people want to see him in Golden State, but I would like to see him team up with LeBron in Los Angeles. I would like to see him team up with Luka in Los Angeles, but I don't think LA has the assets. But one team I want to put out there to our two viewers, it will likely be OKC. And I know people like, damn, OKC just won a championship. But let's not forget OKC literally, when they gave up Paul George, they received the lottery. They hit the lottery big time, huge. And so OKC has a bunch of pieces, a variety of pieces that they can give up, such as first round picks, cash, and great players actually that are being developed right now that fit right into your system. And Milwaukee can find themselves rebuilding a lot quicker than if they gave him up for some of these other teams. And so Giannis to OKC is a very interesting one for me. We'll see what happens. OKC might not feel like they need him, but no disrespect to Chet Holmgren, no disrespect to Hardenstein or whomever. But if I could take Giannis, I would. And so, with that being said, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we would like to say thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Continue to chop it up with us and support our podcast on various platforms. And if you all would love to talk sports with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we are here and would love to do so with you. Your love and support is truly appreciated, and we hope you all have a blessed